You know, the frustration of like upgrading your phone, you keep swiping the wrong way, tapping where the old buttons were.
Yeah, muscle memory is tough to break.
Totally. And that shift from frustration to, second nature, it isn't just tech. It's actually the exact psychological process behind the use to grammar rules you need to pass your grade 12 exam.
Right, the M6 exam.
Exactly. Welcome to this custom deep dive into your M.6 Get Involved textbook. Our mission today is decoding Unit 8 grammar so you can bypass the memorization, save study time, and just crush this test.
I love that goal. And getting comfortable with a new phone is honestly the perfect way to look at how we express changing habits in English. The textbook breaks this down into 3 distinct stages.
Okay, lay them out for me.
So stage 1 is used to plus the base verb. This is for a past habit that is completely dead and gone, like I used to live without a laptop.
Pure nostalgia. Or, maybe relief, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, totally. Then comes the messy middle transition phase, which is get used to plus a gerund. And that's that ing form of a verb, or it could be a noun.
Like, I'm getting used to online classes.
Right, exactly. It's the ongoing process of adapting. You're still making those swiping mistakes, to use your analogy.
Right, the learning curve.
Yeah. And then finally you reach the destination. Be used to. Like, I am used to cell phones.
Cruise control. You've reached it. It's just second nature now.
You've arrived. But the biggest trap waiting for you on the exam regarding this timeline is what I call the sneaky D.
Wait, the sneaky D? Tell me about that.
Well, when you form a negative or a question about a past habit, the auxiliary verb, which is the helper word, did, does all the heavy lifting.
Right, because did is already signaling the past tense.
Exactly. So your main verb drops back to its base form.
So it becomes didn't used to, not didn't used to with a D.
You got it. And that is incredibly easy to miss when you're rushing through a multiple choice question. You really have to watch the sneaky D.
Okay, so the used to family dictates the timeline of your actions. But what happens when verbs start bossing each other around in the exact same sentence? I mean, that brings us to verb patterns.
Right. This is all about influence and strict rules.
Yeah.
Like prepositions, for instance, are absolute dictators.
Dictators? How so?
Well, if a verb follows a preposition, words like in, on, or for, it absolutely must be a gerund, the ing form.
Oh, like succeeded in convincing or responsible for providing?
Exactly.
But why the strict rule, though? Like, why can't I just put a normal verb after a preposition? I've always wondered that.
It's because prepositions are basically designed to connect nouns. If you want to place an action after a preposition, you have to dress that verb up as a noun first.
Okay, dress it up.
Yeah, that's what the gerund does. Adding ing turns the action of convinces into the thing convincing.
Oh, wow. So the preposition connects to a noun, so the verb has to wear a noun costume.
Yes, exactly.
That actually makes total sense. Then, the textbook mentions verbs that demand an object before an infinitive, which is the to form of a verb.
Right. Take the verb warn. You don't just warn not to interfere. You have to have target.
Like warned her not to interfere.
Exactly. And notice how with negatives, the not slips right between the object and the infinitive.
Right. Wait, so if prepositions are such strict dictators, why are verbs like stop, remember, and forget so chaotic?
Oh, they are definitely tricky.
Yeah, because half the time the textbook uses an ing and half the time it's to. Is it just a coin toss?
No, they look chaotic, but they're actually shapeshifters. The form you choose after them changes the meaning of the sentence entirely.
Wait, really? Give me an example.
Let's look at stop. If you say stop looking at your phone, that uses the gerund. That means to cease the current action.
Okay, halt the scroll.
Right.
Yeah.
But stop to take a break uses the infinitive. That means you pause whatever else you are doing in order to achieve a new purpose.
Oh, I see. And remember, Eggert works the exact same way.
Yeah.
Right.
It does. I remember telling him refers backward to a past memory.
Well, remember to tell him looks forward, like a future task on your mental to-do list.
Exactly. The gerund is the past memory. The infinitive is the future mission.
That makes it so much easier. Let's lock in the strategy for this exam.
Good idea.
When you look at a sentence, spot the prepositions to catch the gerunds. Watch out for that sneaky dropping off in didn't used to.
Yes, and when you hit those shapeshifter verbs, just hit pause. Ask yourself, is this a backward-looking memory or a forward-looking task?
Because you aren't just memorizing rules anymore, you're actually decoding the logic of the action.
Exactly. You're looking under the hood of the language.
Isn't it fascinating how mastering this grammar perfectly mirrors human psychology? Like, you start out getting used to these complex rules, making mistakes.
Right, the messy middle.
Exactly. But soon, you are used to them, effortlessly avoiding the traps you used to fall into. It kind of makes you wonder, could the rules of grammar actually be a blueprint for how our brains adapt to the world?
That is a really interesting way to think about it.
Something to chew on. Good luck on your exam.